Hello everyone. Today I'll be walking you through some of the testing techniques I've been working on in Unity, specifically focusing on edit mode and play mode test. These are important concepts for ensuring the behavior of our game application that works as expected at different stages in development. Um, what are edit mode and play mode test? Well, let's start with the basics. In Unity, we can run three types of tests, which is edit mode, play mode, and player mode. I'm not gonna discuss player mode right now because there's only documentation on the Unity site because this was a feature added to Unity 6. We are only gonna talk about edit mode and play mode tests. And the edit mode test, these tests basically they run while the game is not playing. They are used for test the logic of your code in a controlled environment without interacting with your game components like the scene or physics engine. And for the play mode test, these are tests run while the game is playing. They are used to validate behaviors and interactions that occur during runtime, such as player movement, physics, and scene changes. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and explain a little bit of how Unity is working. We have here a hierarchy. Basically, we have every Unity object right there arranged. We have the project window here. Basically, here we have our scripts and prefabs, and we have our textures and everything that we can put as a file right there. And we have the inspector. The inspector will have the show the properties and stuff of game objects. Um, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the demonstration for the edit mode. I'm gonna start by showing the script and explaining what we're gonna have here. On this testing script, we have two tests. One is called player prefab has rigid body, and also pick component has rigid body. To 2D, this is important. Um, right here, I have a folder prefabs. I have player and full pick. What we do with the rigid body when we want to move an object in Unity by player input, it does need to contain a rigid body. In this case, for 2D games, we need a 2D rigid body, and for 3D games, we need a normal rigid body. So the test cases, one is for the pig that has a 2D rigid body and the player 3D rigid body. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this 2D rigid body so you can see the test running. I'm gonna go ahead and save it. I need to, I'm gonna save it. And as you can see, we have here on the test runner window, the two tests. We have the pick component has rigid body, pick component has rigid body, and we have player prefab has rigid body. The naming convention is a little bit odd. I did it in different days, so that's why. And if we run all the tests, we, as expected, because I removed the rigid body from the big component, um, it's gonna fail. We have a fail right here. It says the component is missing on the peak prefab. Expected null, but it was null, so it doesn't have it. However, the player component it does have the rigid body. So let's do this. This happens a lot. We get confused and instead of adding the appropriate rigid body, we add the wrong one. So I'm gonna add the wrong one, which is rigid body, normal rigid body. because it conflicts with the same box collider. Yeah, because it has a box collider 2D. Let me remove it. I'm gonna add the component, a rigid body, and I'm gonna add a collider. Yep. And again, I save it. And if I go to the edit mode test environment, I will run again all test and it's gonna fail again. And in order to work, this is gonna save us a lot of time because this way I know exactly that the pick component does not have a rigid body 2D. So I'm gonna go ahead and when I realize this, I'm gonna just like remove the component and add the appropriate components. Rigid body 2D and we have the colliders right there. We're gonna save it. I'm just gonna do a manual test. This is the play window. You can see basically the game running here. As you can see, it's a piglet. It moves left and forward, left and right. It will flip when you input the appropriate movement. That's pretty much it. Right now it's working. I know it's working. So these tests are going to run successfully now. And right there, yeah, we have them. And now let's go to the mode test. In the mode test, this test basically happen while the game is actively running. So basically, I don't have to run the game and test the movement for myself. Um, I'm gonna open the play mode test script, and if you can see, I have the Unity setup. Basically, it is the start of what we're gonna do with the test. We have one test, two tests. One test is to check if the player moves right, and the second one is if the player moves right, left. So we're gonna see those two tests right here. I'm gonna click the results, and well, in my taste, well, in this case for play mode, I focus on the test to play movement in response to input. So that means I want to see if it moves. So the only thing I have to do is to run all. And right now I'm not input anything on the keyboard or any device. And the piglet is moving by itself. As you can see, it did like a really weird jump right there. But it was moving. So with this test is gonna allow us to, whenever we add a feature, we change something, it's going to save us a lot of times when we make changes. Even when we merge code within the repository, that's gonna be very useful for this. And well, the conclusion, just to summarize, by combining edit mode and play mode tests, we can ensure that both of our game logic and actually gameplay behaviors work seamlessly. Edit mode tests give us the foundation to build robust game mechanics, while play mode tests allow you to simulate in real time the experience, as you saw before, and interactions. And both of these are essential for maintaining quality and functionality as we develop our game. And pretty much that's it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.